Hello, my name is John, and welcome to another NEStalgiaholic episode. In today's show, I'm going to be talking about a game series called Reader Rabbit. This started in 1986 by the Learning Company, who's still around. In fact, Reader Rabbit series is still around. They've made a ton of different series for PCs. In fact, I believe they actually released a game on the Wii recently called Reader Rabbit and Friends. So the series is still around, but the very first one came out in 1986, which would have brought me to about first or second grade during this time. And I remember in elementary school, we would actually have computer lab for about 45 minutes a day, where we'd go into the computer lab. And at the time, there were Apple IIe's at school. At home, I had an Apple IIc computer. I still have the same computer today. And I remember going in lab and playing Oregon Trail, playing Reader Rabbit, Sticky Bear, a whole bunch of other classic learning games. And I wanted to kind of share with you guys some of my memories playing these games, because I believe these games really had a really heavy impact as far as gaming and how I became such a big gamer today. So not only was I able to learn to read and do math, etc. and so forth, but also got me interested in video games. So let's take a closer look at Reader Rabbit, the very first edition of Reader Rabbit. This is going to be on my original Apple IIc computer. Let's take a closer look. You gotta love the old school floppies. This actually goes into the side of the Apple IIc computer. The Apple IIc computer actually came out in 1984, retailed for $1,300, so it wasn't cheap for then, and it was discontinued in 1988. This particular Reader Rabbit came out in 1987. As I mentioned, the series started in 1986, but this is ported to the Apple II computer in 1987. You have 4 mini games in this game. You have a sorter, labeler, word train, and matchup games. And we'll start with, in order, we'll go with sorter and go from there. Graphically, the game definitely looks dated. The sound actually comes from the computer itself. It does not come from the monitor, which is really interesting. One thing I do like about the Apple IIc computers and the Apple computers is there's no password prompt or load prompt that you have to put in like Commodore 64. It just loads right in. This whole game, the object is you have 3-letter words, and you're supposed to match up the letter that it gives you to the word that you're supposed to save. So you have J, so I'm supposed to collect all the J words. They're only limited to 3-letter words, unfortunately. But pretty easy. But as a kid, in first grade, second grade, you're learning this game. It's kind of fun to kind of go through which letters to pick. At the very end, Peter Rabbit, which is the main rabbit character, he actually gives you a nice little dance. Move on to game number 2. This is the labeler. This game is a little bit more complicated. You have 3 items here. It shows you pictures, cap, tug, and jet. It's interesting they say tug. You can think of another picture rather than a tugboat to go associate with that word, but regardless. So they give you 3 letters in 3 different boxes, and each color coordinates matches up with the color space in the word. So you got E would have to go into the red or orange area, and green B would have to go into a green area. And you have to spell the correct words and match up the correct letters to the right words. Sounds fairly easy, but again, as a kid, this is entertaining and fun, and I found it very helpful in my reading skills. The third game is called Word Train. This is probably the most complicated of the 4 games. You have this train below you, and it gives you a word, and you're supposed to match the word, I guess, closest to the word that you recently picked. So you have log, and lag, and I'm really kind of confused as far as which one. See, I picked the wrong word. The train doesn't move. So from my understanding, you're kind of supposed to match up the word with the similar amount of letters in it, I suppose. So you got wax, so we'll go with tax since there's A and X. And I guess we will go with lax. Maybe that's the word. And it goes back to tax. So I got it right. And once you get it right, a nice little music plays, and the train rides away. Kind of fun. And that brings us to the final 4th game of Reader Rabbit. This is matchup games. You have these cards, and you're supposed to match up. There's 2 pairs, and somewhere hidden, you're supposed to match up each pair. Initially, it starts with pictures, and then it goes to pictures and then words, so you can associate the word with the picture. So fairly easy concept. This is a game that, been played multiple times before. I think most of us played before, and it's all about memorization of where things are. It works that part of the brain, and also later on it works matching the word with the particular picture. Anyway, I'm a big fan of this series, Reader Rabbit, growing up. I remember playing it a lot. I just had a lot of fun memories. I'm curious if you guys have ever played this game before, or if you remember playing Reader Rabbit. And if not, or if so, what games did you play growing up? Learning or educational games did you guys play growing up? Thanks for watching, and we will see you soon. You take care. Bye-bye.